As they're having a fear, they're also having a basic motivation. And that is definitely worth talking about because once you know the motivation for your kid, it's way easier to talk into that kind of motivation when you need them to work around their fear. It is very important that we as adults and parents don't abuse this, and especially in threatening, because then it becomes that we teach them to abuse their superpower. They're having their motivation in this because they're actually having a superpower that they can activate to walk into their wisdom. It is our greatest challenge or job as a parent to teach our children how they are using their superpower to walk into the wisdom and this motivation to work with their fear. But the moment they start abusing their superpowers to avoid their fear, it's gonna be really difficult for them because they will start, it will be on the cost of their own happiness. I'll come into that when I go through all of the types. But for type 2, starting with type 2 again, for the heart types, they're longing for acceptance. So their motivation is that they are included, that we will do an activity together, that I will give my time solely with you. And this is the superpower, is that they can feel this, that they also can go a long way to get that connection and accept others as they want to be accepted. So they're exceptionally good at accepting others because this is what they are longing for. Okay. For type 3, it's longing to be the fastest. So the motivation is that they can be the fastest because this is their superpower. They have a superpower where they're very reactive and they're the independent type. So for them, their superpower is that they can also motivate themselves and others to do things fast and get to the goal and to overcome a lot of obstacles by looking at the goal and being result orientated to do things fast. So their motivation is definitely competitions, that they can win something if they go ahead with it. For type 4, they are longing to be seen authentically. So the motivation is to be authentic, and this is what their superpower is. They can see in other people and they can create space for other people to be authentic as well as they can for themselves. So as a parent, the motivation is definitely that you go into seeing your type 4 child as authentic, meaning that you can motivate them by allowing them space. It could be that wear whatever clothes you want. It's okay. You can change along the way. You don't have to be stuck with something for the whole day. You're allowed to do all the changes. Also because type 4 is this withdrawn following type, it's like allow them the time to feel themselves and change directions and go with that authentic feeling of the moment. Moving over to the head type, type 5 is longing to be understood. Their motivation is that you are patient with them. Again, it's a following type that requires a little bit more time to process. So the motivation is that we have all the time. I'm gonna let you have room to process the information, to understand it. I'm gonna slow down for you to just understand what's going on. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to go into the research phase with you so you really can understand the bigger space. This is also the superpower. This is what they can create space to for other people. They are brilliant at also explaining things because this is their own motivation of it. For type 6, it's longing for stability. So their motivation is that they are knowing what's going on. They're having the plan ahead, that you're sharing things with them, that will definitely motivate them to go on and even be brave in the situations where it might be a little difficult. If there are changes, okay, let's walk through the different scenarios that can happen, so they can feel the stability of the group, that you're not alone. We are all here for you. We are all in it together. We're a team that can solve this together. And as well, this is their superpower, that they can create that stability for other people as well, that they are really good at planning. They are really good at thinking ahead. It's a logical type, and they're really good at planning, making lists, making sure that we thought about all the things before we start. For the last type in the head center is type 7, and that is a longing to be having fun. So the biggest motivation is that, oh, we're going to have fun on this trip. Don't worry. I'm not going to lock you up. You can have fun and we can be free. And there's also room for spontaneous things that you can decide along the way. That makes them really good at also creating that space for other people. That is their superpower, that they are allowing other people to have fun. They're just a great cheerleader. They're just cheerleading on other people as well, because they are having fun when other people are having fun. Moving on to the last center, the body types. Type 8 is longing to be independent. So this whole, like, they are an independent type energy wise. There's so much boldness with them. So it's like they just cannot wait to be adults and move on and do that big job and come and fight with the real deal of being a human here on earth, making all these balanced, making life fair, connecting and uniting the bigger corporate world. So their motivation is definitely that you allow them to do more than you would allow other children to do. And that is definitely their superpower. They're also seeing this in other people. They can create space for people's independency. They can create space and create space for themselves to just be brave and just go for it and really create these bold statements and act very adulty. I think like both all 8, 9, and 1, when they are on this world theme purpose in their life, there is a theme about it's difficult to be a child. It's difficult to be around so many humans all the time and just wasting time. It's like I'm put here on earth to make a big change, and they feel that motivation rising inside every time they're connecting with their core. It's like that motivation of something bigger is activated, and that's difficult when you're a child. For type 9, it's longing for peace. So this is for a child perspective, it is mostly just a piece of the house, like peace every day. But the real motivation comes, and their superpower is the peace of the world. So it can be very sensitive for type 9 to be involved in things that are hurtful, humans or animals or nature that is not taken care of, that we're not good with each other, that things are not fair. So the motivation is definitely that it's a easygoing approach, and also because they are following, their energy is withdrawn. So it's like a motivation for them that they don't have to deal with a lot of things. It's a motivation that we will go into this conversation or this group work or this activity peacefully. There will not be any conflicts. No one is going to call each other out. People will know that you don't want to have any conflict. So I will be here to mediate. If there is anything, you will never be left in the spotlight. These things will be very motivating for a type 9 to have. Likewise, is this what they can offer to other people and create space for in the group settings, is like they can also create that space for other people. So the superpower of creating peace is like mediating, helping people communicate in between, putting objective perspective on things is definitely key for type 9. The last type, which is type 1, is longing to be the best. They're just having super high standards, and it's definitely a motivation for them, like to get the time to study, to get the time to find out how is this happening, so they can go out and be the best. This is also what they can create for others. It may seem like judgy, or it can come off a bit direct, but it's actually because they can see that people can also do better, and they have so much potential within themselves. So if you want to motivate your child, and it's a child 1, it's upping your own standards to meet your child 1's high standards. Getting projects on, like environmental projects, being the speaker for the class, like, again, fairness, equality, create a better world. All of these topics are something that type 1 can take the responsibility. Type 1 wants the responsibility, equal to type 8. This was a bit about the motivation and their fear. And now we're going to move into each individual type, where I will give you a lot more information about them, and also some specific steps of what you can do as a parent. If you did not find your children's or child's type yet, try go back, listen again to it, or try just take some notes. Maybe you have 2, 3 types already where you're thinking that this could be around where your child is, or maybe you even recognize yourself in some of the types. It's way easier to work with the Enneagram if you know your own type and your child's type, so you can look at your own fear and your own motivation according to your child's. This is definitely a great blueprint of our triggers, and for you to get to see what patterns are activated within you and according to what your child is needing from you.